do we say pow in Spanish?
Pau.
All right. Pow. Segment 4 right here on live on the Danny Vegas Live show, and it has been a killer show because today we had from Las Vegas Women's Magazine, Ruth Lauber, the vice president. Wasn't that a cool...
Ruth was amazing.
Yeah,
Ruth
just
was
an
amazing.
amazing person, and you may have crossed paths, but you've never really met her before. So hey, that was a great
Yes.
contact today.
Amazing.
Now, this is our Business Titan segment 4. We call it Last Call. And today, I've been trying to get this cat on my show for a month and a half. He keeps like, hey, man, I got something going. Can we? But I got him. And Brian Garcia, welcome to the show. I'm honored to have you here today.
I'm honored, Danny. Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. You know, it's been a while. I haven't seen you, and I'm pleased to be here.
Well, you know what? You say you came to town about 5 years ago, and I think I met you. I think you had your bags with you when you came to my first event. I think you literally said, "Man, I just rolled into town an hour ago."
Yes, it was so funny.
All right, it was funny. You're a young cat now, but you were even younger then.
Yes.
All right, and yes, and you started that climb to build a brand, expand your sphere of influence, and I've been watching you for years, and I think you are on the cusp, my friend, of really doing some great things. I really mean it, and like I said, I've been watching. I watch everything here in Las Vegas. So welcome to the show. So. Let's introduce yourself, because this segment is timeless, man. I'll be posting this segment months from now. It'll be on pages years from now. Tell us a little bit about you, yourself, and what you're all about.
Absolutely. So I think the first thing is when you see my name, Brian, it's not traditional Brian. It's not B-R-Y or B-R-I.
Right.
It's an extra A in there. So it's B-R-A-Y-A-N. So I think that's the first thing. It's kind of unique, you know. It's funny. It's funny because when I was growing up,
Right.
in school, teachers would always say my name wrong. They're like,
Right.
Brian, or, you know. It's so
Well, they probably think being
Yeah.
Hispanic
Yes.
that it's not some,
Yes.
man, that's just a white guy name. Okay?
There you go.
You know, so it's got to be, and it's spelled differently, so
Yes.
it has to be something to it.
Yeah, because
Right.
when you say Brian in Spanish, it's Brian.
Right.
You know, so that's why my mother put an extra A in there. But anyways, yeah. So that's the first thing. What can I say about me? I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, man.
That's right.
Yes.
Through and through.
Yes, I discovered I was an entrepreneur since I guess I was. I don't know, 5 years old, man.
Yeah.
I've always loved to connect with people. I think entrepreneur is just a free spirit, someone with a free spirit, someone
Right.
that you're an artist at heart. You don't know what you do. You'll end up selling something because you're going
Right.
to be in sales, right?
Right.
But you're an artist and you want to show the world your talents and your gifts.
So do you think entrepreneurs are born or are they made? Can you make an entrepreneur? Or is it just kind of something in the DNA that takes you down this path?
You know what? I think that's a very good question. That's a very
Okay.
good question. I actually read a book that says the DNA of success, and I believe that entrepreneurs are made, but
Right.
there's people that are born with natural gifts and talents.
Right.
So I mean, an entrepreneur is someone that can be made because of how society is, or because of their economy, or because of a burden, or because of something in their life that happened that can make them an entrepreneur, right?
Right.
But I think that there's entrepreneurs with certain, incredible gifts, you know,
Right.
incredible gifts. So yeah, I that's what I think.
All right. So you're basically saying that you can make an entrepreneur, but they're kind of like a basketball player or
Yes.
a hockey player. I can play hockey. Give me a stick. I know how to skate well enough. But there's they're the players that are just phenoms, that are gifted,
Yes.
that are the Michael Jordans, that are just always a shoulder above everyone else. Okay.
I agree.
Excellent. So. Entrepreneurism is in your blood. Now, where did you originally come from? 5 years ago, you came to Vegas. Where did you start from?
You know what's funny? I grew up in East LA.
East LA.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
That's an interesting.
I gotta cover up all my tattoos. No, I'm kidding. I grew up in East LA. It was funny, but you know what? But that's where I became. That's where I realized I was an entrepreneur, because I come from a low income family.
Right.
And right now Ruth was saying about women and stuff, and that is so true because I come from a single mother, and my mother worked her butt off to do great things, and that's when I realized because of all the how LA, particularly where I grew up from, all the danger, all the drugs, and all the violence, and how it was.
How'd you get out?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Why did you take a different path?
That's a very good question. And you know what? It's interesting because I took a different path because I believe that first of all, there's a mentor that came into my life.
Okay, excellent.
Mentor, and that I liked what he did, the type of business that he did, and I followed him. He lives here in Vegas, so I followed him. And I believe everybody in life gets that mentor or gets that sign and says, "Hey, listen, here's an open door." But it is. We have to be able to see that and take advantage of it. So when that person, I was in East LA, I was scared.
Right.
I didn't know what was going to be with my future. I knew I was an entrepreneur because I would always be selling stuff in LA. People that know me understand that. Like every time I walked in, sell something different.
Oh God, here he comes again.
there comes Brian again, right? But I did not know what my whole life was, what I was going to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
And when I found this gentleman, I believe that, I don't know, just God put him in my life, and then I decided to follow him. And I came to Vegas. I sold my car. I left my girlfriend, I left my family, and I came on a Greyhound. I only had savings of the money that I had sold for my car, which was a beat-up car anyways. But I came on a Greyhound. I just had my one suit on and just 2 shirts, 2 boxers, 2 socks, and that's it, man. And that's what I think an entrepreneur is. See, an entrepreneur is someone that jumps off a cliff and builds a plane on the way down. Right? So that's what I did.
Now, I know you didn't make that up, but that was really good.
Yes.
An entrepreneur is someone who jumps off a cliff and builds a plane on the way down.
Correct.
That is excellent. I want everyone to write that down. An entrepreneur is a person who jumps off a cliff and makes a plane on the way down. Finds a niche,
correct,
and fills it. Now, that's an old one, but it's so true. And that's why I just get giddy when I get to talk to entrepreneurs who their eyes are alive.
Yes.
Because there's enough people with dead eyes out there, okay? Being an entrepreneur, and like I said, like Brian says, you know what? You may not be born an entrepreneur, but you could still be an entrepreneur. Okay, we got 2.5 minutes left. I want to know what you're doing. How can people contact you? Because if I have it my way, we're going to be tied at the hip. But we'll see. But tell me what's going on.
Absolutely. You guys can find me on Facebook at Brian Garcia, or just my website, briangarcia.com. Brian, BRAYAN, Garcia.com. And basically what I do is I utilize e-commerce as my vehicle. I love the fact that the world is going digital. It's already digital.
Right.
So I believe that that's the niche that I chose, which is actually why I believe that I kind of started having success in the business world, Danny, because I want to share something with you real quick.
All right.
You see, when I started doing business, I started just going out there, going to your networking events and throwing my business card out there and trying to sell.
Right.
And then when I realized that success is something you attract, and then if you start solving problems and you focus on the correct niche, all of a sudden everything started changing. So I started adding value.
Right.
I started adding value. So what kind of value, what kind of problems does Brian give? I'm sorry, what kind of solutions does Brian give to the problems that currently people are going through right now?
Right.
Well, I help people just buy any type of product online, and they can save money, and they can save and time, basically.
Right.
So it's the newest thing out there, and I believe that in the future, in 2020, everybody's going to be shopping online.
Oh, hey, you know what they say now, Brian? That the babies born now will never drive a car.
Oh, wow.
Because by the time they're 18, no one will be driving cars no more.
So then they'll never know what a 67 Mustang is.
And they'll never know what a clutch is. They'll never know what it feels like to just really burn rubber.
Oh, wow. Then that part sucks. But
Yeah, it does suck. Well, man. Brian, we got less than a minute left, my friend, and I'm so glad you came here today. How do we find you? How do we get up? Well, we asked you that. Do you have a phone number? Do you have an email address?
Yes. Phone number, you could feel free. Text me, call me, 702-619-0817. Find me on Snapchat, briangarcia.lasvegas. Find me on Instagram, briangarcia.lasvegas. Find me on Facebook, Brian Garcia.
And you know what? This man's an inspiration. Like I said, there's not too many young cats at this juncture of their lives that I'm like, okay, that guy has got something going on. His brand is going. His sphere of influence is growing. He's just, something to be proud of. And if you're You know, I'm sure your mom is proud.
You know what? She is. She is.
I bet
Yes,
she is.
yes.
All right.
Thank
This
you.
is Danny Vegas. This is Brian Garcia.
This was segment 4.
And we'll be back next week. We'll see ya.